We're talking about being out tubing and on the water. There are some things you should keep in mind, especially if you have the kiddos. So joining me now is Shania Thomas. She is with Children's Hospital, the injury prevention specialist there, right? So we want to keep in mind some things when it comes to children and safety in open water. So what advice do you have for us?
Yes, most importantly, make sure that you know your body of water, right? So between swimming in a pool and swimming in open water, it's very different. So in a pool, you know the depth of the pool. You know where the shallow end, you know where the deep end is. But in open water, you don't know. So you can be in the shallow end and then, unbeknownst to you, fall right into the deep end. Also, you could be the strongest swimmer in a pool, but in open water, with the currents and the undertow, that can be a challenge to you. So it's really important to know your body of water before enjoying, the open water, the lake, the river, things like that. We also want people to know to wear a life jacket, U.S. Coast Guard approved life jacket. Also have a water watcher. You don't have the luxury of having a lifeguard on hand. So it's really important that adults have a designated water watcher, someone who is undistracted, watching the water at all times. And then also just be prepared with any type of safety skill and CPR so that you're prepared to handle any type of emergency if one does occur.
And speaking of that, I've heard people say that it's sometimes if you're not trained, it's hard to spot when someone might be struggling or drowning. They say drowning is silent. And I think a lot of people think, oh no, you're going to hear someone shouting for help. And that's not always the case.
That is not the case. Yes. So movies, unfortunately, have us the idea that it's loud, people are moving their arms or screaming, and that is not correct. Drowning is actually very silent. So watching the water at all times, you will know when someone is drowning.
And then speaking of children and swimming lessons, we definitely think we want to do that, but also you shouldn't just rely on thinking that your child is a strong swimmer and will be okay. As you mentioned, different bodies of water are different.
Yes, different bodies of water are different. So a pool, they can be a strong swimmer. They know how to swim in a pool, but once they get into open water, they're going to find things really different. There's things that you don't see at the bottom of the lake or the river, such as rocks or logs that they can even get entrapped in, and or like we said, the currents or the undertow that can carry them away. And so without having knowledge of that, that can really present as a danger in swimming in open water.
Do you have any last advice before we let you go?
Well, water safety first with learning how to swim. Definitely get those kids in swimming lessons if you can, and then also learn CPR.
Great advice. Thank you so much. Good reminders as we head into on this first day of summer, which we haven't really mentioned. So thank you so much for being here.
More than welcome. Thank you.